What would you do with a layout like this? This home from the 1960s had an awkward layout with several pillars right in the middle of the living room and beams running across the spaces. But in this home, those constraints were embraced and transformed into a unique features. Because the reality is, most homes are not perfect sites. They are inherited spaces. Spaces with structure we didn't choose and histories we can't ignore. And that is exactly where the most interesting architecture begins. My name is Alex Lee and I am from Design Seeds. Before we begin, a friendly reminder, if you've not clicked on the subscribe button yet, do it now and stay in the loop for more upcoming design and architecture related contents. Behind this ordinary facade is a home quietly filled with character and nostalgic charms. From the entry, the experience feels intentionally slowed down. A pedestrian entry lined with greenery creates a gentle transition away from the city outside. Wooden doors open to reveal a warm and grounded interior. But what makes the arrival experience interesting is how the architecture subtly changes your perception. Upon entering, the timber-lined ceiling intentionally drops lower, creating a moment of compression that draws you inwards.
The main, I would say, struggle is not really the low ceiling, but it's the beam. The beam location is really low, and of course then you have pillars, in the middle of somewhere. So entryway, because there's an extension done by the previous contractor, and they did not relocate the beam at the entrance, so that beam is exceptionally low. So we thought okay, if we don't have the luxury of moving the beam, might as well we make use of it to create an impact. First, we want to kind of trick the eyes, is that we built a door at the same level height as the beam. So with this, it will make the door look taller than usual. With that, we want to have like a low, almost like a low archway to create that entrance that once you step in, you are like entering a cave. And with the light, we call it LED cove light, that kind of leads you into the centerpiece of the cabinet beside the railing. So if you notice, the staircase, the railing has been demolished, and we created these screen shelves or cabinet to act as also a barricade, but at the same time it's like a anchor point to kind of guide your eyes.
Guided in the living room, the spaces are gently punctuated by curved arches that have become a feature, while window frames pocket of lush greeneries outside.
The main thing is the pillars right in the middle, and the low beams that they worry about the house being too low. So as you step in, if you see now currently is corridor archway, we call it. The pillar was not aligned into a straight line, and they are in different size. So we make it to the same size, so it doesn't look like it's a defect. So it looks like the beam are made there as a feature and as a function. It's like part of the design. And we introduced the curve to soften the whole angular shape of the house. Originally, this house also has curved lines, so we want to give tribute to the original idea of the space itself.
Coupled with low furniture and warm material tones, the result feels cozy, intimate, and welcoming without making the space feel enclosed.
Since we have gardens outside and the window here actually look out to greeneries, might as well we create a bench. We add the length of the window, but this bench has a deeper depth and it acts as a tatami-ish kind of sitting area.
And perhaps this living room captures the spirit of the entire project space. It is a home that became more unique because of its challenges, not despite them. Opposite the living area sits a home theatre concealed behind warm wooden doors. When the doors are open, the theatre acts as an extension to the living area, allowing movement and activity to flow more freely across the home. Once the doors are closed, the atmosphere shifts into a more intimate environment curated for the experience of watching movies. The arch hallway leads to the dining and kitchen, which unfolds within an open plan layout.
The biggest change in the house for me is definitely the layout as compared to what was before. The current dining and kitchen was a car porch before that, so it's really it serves a total different function because now a new family with new lifestyle moves in.
The kitchen is planned as a highly integrated social zone rather than a purely functional workspace. The island becomes a central point of interaction, while the surrounding cabinetry is kept visually restrained to maintain an uncluttered presence. What makes the space particularly calming is its relationship with nature outside. The windows frame surrounding greenery almost like living artworks.
So initially this was planned to be a guest room. And as you can see, the coping actually carry on. So we also keep that, and just do a simple feature light up. And also to make the room a little bit less ordinary, we actually paint the entire room floor ceiling. So we just paint it for the whole canvas. So it looks a bit cavey.
Yeah. The staircase becomes another moment where the renovation celebrates the original structure of the home.
The original railings of the stairs, when I saw it, it was not really in a pristine condition because the staircase already hacked halfway. Unfortunately, we can't salvage the first half. So we need to then incorporate a modern looking handrail, and we put it at the left side, which is nearer to the wall rather than the other side of the staircase, to create this. We later on also found out that this old and new kind of combination works for the story of the house as well.
Arriving on the first floor, the stairs open into a flexible family hall and play area designed for everyday living. Here, the slanted exposed roof introduces a completely different spatial character.
Initially, it was planned as bedrooms. That's why the wall was hacked and then it exposed more. It became more slanted. And then clients just feel like it's not comfortable for the kids to sleep in that kind of ceiling height. And then we just make the slanted area into a nice open toy area. Then slowly as it progressed, it became like, really a cute, nice play area for now. And because everything is loose, so as the kid grows, the area can be easily modified into other functions as well.
Did you pick up any useful tips from us so far? If you want to learn more about in-depth knowledge about interior design, join our Design Seat membership program for only $5 and get behind-the-scenes access and learn from our newest edition, the exclusive handbook that breaks down technical design knowledge into practical tips you can apply to your own spaces. In contrast to the openness of the communal spaces below, the master bedroom takes on a different character. Here, a darker material palette creates a quieter and more cocoon atmosphere, transforming the room into a retreat for calm.
It's a really long master bedroom with a pillar in the middle again. So I thought like, whoa, very long. So that's the first impression I had. And also the ceiling was obviously low for the house. We thought like, okay, the pillar kind of helped us to actually make a very straightforward and immediate decision to actually separate two zones into this one space.
The space planning for this room is also carefully considered around Daily's routine and privacy. The workspace is positioned closer to the entrance and hallway, allowing it to function openly. While the main sleeping zone is tucked deeper within the room for a greater sense of separation.
We just didn't want everything to build all the way up to the ceiling, and there's also a slanted ceiling feature that instead of seeing it as a negativity, we embrace it. So we actually highlight the slanted area. This is the feature of the house, I think.
The bathroom is concealed behind seamless wooden doors, creating a subtle moment of discovery.
The biggest challenge in the master bedroom is actually the master bathroom. It initially was a very typical, conventional, square, slightly bigger bathroom. But the client really need to squeeze in a bathtub for the kids. Technically, there is space, but to squeeze in everything in a confined area, it just create a very claustrophobic feel. Especially when the owners also want to have like a separate WC area where it's fully enclosed. So the challenge is that how to make this space doesn't feel compact. Then we were debating, the wardrobe also not enough. So might as well we just make it into a huge bathroom with the wardrobe within it.
Even within limited space, the bathroom feels highly practical and surprisingly generous in how it supports everyday routines. The children's room continued the same design language seen throughout the home, creating a sense of continuity. Curved ceilings softened the geometry of each room, while warm wooden furnishings and tactile textured surfaces wrapped the walls and ceiling.
The curved ceiling also, it was an idea from the owner because the ceiling is already low, and then you have beam here and there. It's just a small curved gesture, and then it helps to change the whole visual impact. We wanted to have the tiles in front of the bathroom door before joining into the timber. So the reason being is want to extend the durability of the timber floor. It is better to let them stay away from the moist. So in all our bathroom, in front of the toilet, there's always tiles or any water resistant or waterproof material to prevent that.
Together, these elements create a homey and cozy space that is not overly designed. What makes this bedroom unique is how it feels surrounded by greenery, within the window and daybed positioned to draw nature in. The space is further enhanced by built-in cabinetry that integrates the bed and study desk into a seamless composition.
What we can do differently is the desk, especially for the elder son bedroom. So the desk also act as a separation. Well, in a way, when you're studying and you can't see the bed, you won't feel lazy. So that's the idea. So the design element for it is more architectural, a little bit of the shelving, and we try to make it less boxy and to have like horizontal and vertical line to kind of give a very symmetrical balance into the space, because ultimately we still want it to be functional and not too overly design. Basically, I always believe that a successful house design is really not just how great you are as a designer. It's important that the owner is part of the design as well. They may not be the designer for the aesthetic, but they are the designer for the soul and the life in the house.
What once felt like fixed conditions of the existing home were embraced as part of the design, and in doing so, became the foundation for more meaningful spaces. Rather than resisting them, the design learned from them. And what is created is a home where every condition has been translated into character, turning necessity into intention, and everyday spaces into something memorable. If you enjoyed this episode and you want to learn more about interior design and architecture related contents, please click on the subscribe button to stay tuned for more compelling design episodes. My name is Alex Lee and I am from Design Seeds. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.